Howdy folks, welcome back to World of Tanks with a mighty Jingles. Yes, you're looking at the AT2, don't worry, this is not an AT2 review. I've just got this thing, played one game in it, and holy shit, this thing is awesome. I mean, the gun's garbage, but the armour on this thing at tier 5 is just ridiculous. But yeah, I'll be covering the AT2. I just wanted to let you know that I've bought it. I am actually advancing down the British tank destroyer line, as well as the medium tank line, slowly but surely, kind of like the British tank destroyers. Having a lot of fun with the AT2 so far. But while we're on the subject of tank destroyers, today I wanted to take a look at this thing. Finally, taking a look at the Object 704 with that monstrous BL-10 troll cannon. Same gun that we all know and love on the ISU 152, except on the Object 704. It's better. So, the Object 704, Russian Tier 9 tank destroyer. What's it like? Well, this is a good machine. Although it's probably fair to say I have mixed feelings about the Object 704. Now, and this is purely from a personal perspective. It is not a bad machine at all. Don't let anybody tell you that it is. This is a really, really good tank destroyer. But the problem with the Object 704 is that you get it after the ISU 152. And the ISU 152 is freaking amazing. Because it's pretty much got the same gun as the Object 704. And you're a tier lower. And you get to use this thing to club people to death in tier 8 games. That's never going to happen in the Object 704. This thing's tier 9. You're playing with the big boys now. And it has a much tougher playing field. But the gun is still more than good enough to kill tier 9 and 10 tanks. It's more than good enough. It's just, it kind of loses some of the fun factor. And I think that's why I don't really like the Object 704 as much as I like the ISU 152. But I have to keep hastening to add, I'm not saying I don't like the Object 704. I do. It's great. It really, really is great. I just don't like it as much as I like the ISU 152. But that's, you know, that's not a problem with the 704. So let's take a look at the stats. Do the same as we always do. Now, you're going to find, actually this is a problem that you're going to find with the tier 8 tank destroyers that is going to come as a blessed relief when you get it to the tier 9 tank destroyers. The tier 8 tank destroyers don't really have a lot of health. You look at the ISU 152 as an example, and that's about average for tier 8 tank destroyer. 1,010 hit points. The AMX, the French tier 8, only has 1,000. The other Russian tier 8, there it is, the SU-101, that has less than 1,000. I think it has 990 hit points. You know, there are some exceptions to the rule. If you look at the Germans, where are you, Mr. Ferdinand? Ferdinand's a bit of a beast. Where are they? Yeah, there you go, the Ferdinand and the Jagdtiger 2. The Jagdpanther 2, sorry. They have a good amount of health. Well, not so much the Jagdpanther 2, but only has 1,150. The Ferdinand has a large amount of health, 1,200. And that's probably the most. Actually, no, that's not the most. The British are kind of the exception to the rule. The British get the AT-15, and that's an absolute beast. 1,450 hit points. That's tier 9 tank destroyer levels of hit points. Everybody else has around 1,000. And 1,000 hit points on a tier 8 tank destroyer is not a lot. Don't forget, that gun does 750 average damage. You can two-shot kill any. In fact, you could one-shot kill most other tier 8 tank destroyers with that gun. I've fired at people with that and done over 1,000 damage. It happens. So it's a particular problem when you get a machine like this thing, which is a great tank destroyer. I love it, but it only has 1,000 health. And you get into a tier 10 game and you get hit twice, you're dead. You get up to the tier 9 tank destroyers, because let's not forget I'm actually looking at the Russian tier 9 tank destroyer in this review, not the other tier 8s, but this is just by way of comparison. And look at that, 1,600 hit points. That's a big amount of health. In the ISU, barely over 1,000. Over half again as much health. That's a massive jump in hit points. And this happens across the board with tank destroyers when you go from tier 8 to tier 9. They're all the same. British being different, they just have massive amounts of health anyway. You look at the Tortoise, it's got like 2,000 health. But generally speaking, all of the other tank destroyers, massive boost in health, much more survivability when you go up to tier 9. And that survivability extends to the rest of the machine as well, not just the health. The armour is better. It's 120 millimeters thick, which isn't great, but you know it's better. But it's not the thickness of the armour on this thing. Look at that. Absolutely, there just isn't a single flat surface on this entire machine other than the top. Every single bit of this tank is sloped and angled. So the effective armour thickness is way, way better than the raw numbers would have you believe. It's very, very... It's so much more easy to survive a game in this thing than in the ISU. No question about it. I mean, the ISU isn't terribly armoured. That gun mantlet does cover quite a large amount of the front, and you will bounce the occasional shot, but most of the time you survive in the ISU 152 by killing them before they kill you. You don't rely on your armour to save you. And you shouldn't rely on your armour to save you in the Object 704 either. But it is going to save you on those occasions when you can't kill what's shooting back at you before they get to put another shot into you. The armour you will get some ridiculous bounces on this thing that just would never happen with the ISU 152. And for those shots that do penetrate, and they will, you can soak it up because you've got a lot more health. It's a lot easier to survive a game in the Object 704 than the ISU. You're also a smaller target. I mean, look at the difference in the sizes between the things. I say a smaller target, you're a lower profile target, you're just more difficult to hit. So that's good. Speed-wise is, well, believe it or not, the ISU is actually faster. The Object weighs 49.23 tons and has a 700 horsepower engine, does 37 kilometers per hour. The ISU weighs more, believe it or not much more, but slightly more. Same engine and does 43 kilometers per hour. And the ISU was pretty quick in a straight line. The Object 704 isn't slow, does 37 kph. That's all right. You know, it's reasonably mobile. The traverse speed is only 1 degree better than on the ISU, 22 degrees per second. And yet it just feels, and this may just be my imagination, that the numbers say it turns at 1 degree per second faster than the ISU, but it feels faster than that. It doesn't feel fast. Don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying this thing turns like a racing car. It doesn't, but it just feels like it turns faster than the ISU, and that might just be because the suspension's better and it gets better ground resistance. I don't know, but that's how it feels. View range, surprisingly good for such a low-profile vehicle, 390 meters. That's pretty good. It's pretty standard Tier 9 tank destroyer view range, and the Russians finally start getting decent radios up at this sort of level with a 730 meter signal range. But it's it's a tank destroyer. It's all about the gun, and the gun on this thing is legendary. The only problem with this gun is it's the same gun that you got at Tier 8. And that's what makes that thing so utterly amazing. But this thing, it's still a really, really, really good gun. Its only real problem is here at Tier 9. There are other guns on other Tier 9 tank destroyers that are just as good. So let's take a look at some of them. Now, there's a huge range of guns on the Tier 9 tank destroyers that cover all kinds of circumstances. And while it's probably fair to say that guns on the Jagdtiger, the Tortoise, the AMX-50 Foch, the SU-122-54 aren't so much about the raw alpha damage output. They're more about the accuracy, the aiming time, the sustained DPM, the damage per minute. There are only really 3 vehicles at Tier 9 that are all about the raw, just brutal punch of the alpha damage of the guns. And those are the guns on the Object 704, the BL-10, and the gun that the T-95 and the T-30 American tank destroyers have. And they are roughly similar. They both have the same 750 average damage. Now, when you compare the stats of the guns, you're going to see there are different ranges, different values in things like the rate of fire, the aiming time, and the accuracy. And here's the thing. When you're looking at the BL-10, the 704 with the BL-10 gets the better of those 2 different ranges of stats. The ISU 152, because it's a tier lower, gets the worst. It gets slower aiming time, slower reload, worse accuracy. So here on the Object 704, you're looking at the best stats on the BL10. When you compare it to the gun that's shared by the T95 and the T30 really starts to look like the poor cousin of the T95, because it is in a turreted tank destroyer. It gets the shitty end of the stick as far as the stats on the gun are concerned. So when you look at that 155mm gun, the T7 gun, that's shared by the T95 and the T30, the good stats are for the T95, and the not so good stats are for the T30. So just to compare that gun on the T30 against the Object 704, it's pretty much exactly the same, but the Object 704 has a better rate of fire. It's got the same accuracy, it's got the same aiming time. That T7 gun on the T95, on the other hand, is, well, technically better than the BL10 if you're looking at the accuracy and the aiming time, but it's only 0.01 better. It's effectively the same gun. The BL10 still fires faster, so it's just a better gun than the T30 gets, and it's as good as the T95 gets. The poor old T30's only advantage is the fact that it has a turret, and that's not an advantage to be, ignored, because the traverse speeds of all of these machines are bad. But the one advantage the T30 gets is that it has that turret, and while the turret only has an 18-degree traverse, you can turn the hull at the same time as well for a combined traverse speed that's better than any of these machines. So the BL10 stacks up as the gun with the highest alpha damage amongst the Tier 9 tank destroyers. It does stack up quite well against the T7 gun in the two American Tier 9s. It's still a brutal gun to be respected, even at Tier 9. And of course, let's not forget that as well as having a better rate of fire than the 105mm gun on either of the Tier 9 American tank destroyers, it's got better penetration too. So you could make the case, perhaps successfully, that of the alpha damage Tier 9 tank destroyer guns, the BL10 still reigns supreme, even at Tier 9. Right, equipment fit, crew skills. Don't pay too much attention to what I have fitted on my object. You definitely want a large caliber tank gun rammer. Definitely, 100% want that. It's got a really slow rate of fire. Anything that improves that is good. Camo net, not a terrible idea. It is a very, very stealthy tank destroyer for such a large machine. Binos, again, not a terrible idea. You're going to spend a lot of time hiding in this thing, waiting for targets to lumber in front of your gun. Binos isn't a terrible idea, but as for other options, improved vents is not bad either. Very expensive though. You start getting up at this level, it's 600,000 credits per upgrade. Vents help with all crew skills. So, reduced loading time, faster aiming time. It'll turn slightly faster. Vents are always a really, really good idea. An enhanced gun laying drive is not a terrible idea either. But these are all just options. The only thing you really, really need on this thing is the large caliber tank gun rammer. That if you can only afford one equipment module, get the gun rammer first. As for the others, well, camo net, binos, vents, enhanced gun laying drive, whatever floats your boat. They're all good choices. As for crew skills, you want Sixth Sense. Because Sixth Sense is awesome. But Sixth Sense is a perk, and it doesn't work until it's at 100%. So, as a tank destroyer that actually has something of a camo rating, you cannot go wrong with camouflage skill. At least until it reaches 100%, and then you can pay some gold or whatever just to retrain and, for example, give your commander Sixth Sense, which would be what I would recommend. The gunner, again, I've given him obviously camouflage until he gets a better skill. What would I go for? When it reaches 100%, I might just leave it on camouflage, or possibly armourer. Most of the shots that you take in this thing, if you have any sense, are going to be from the front. And getting the gun knocked out, well, it's horribly inaccurate. So that, if you get your gun knocked out twice, and it happens, then having armourer as a skill would be good, but I just feel that not getting hit in the first place is better. And so I would be tempted to stick with camouflage, even for the gunner. The loader, no question about it, absolutely 100%, when your first skill reaches 100%, swap it for safe stowage. The loading time on this thing is measured in ice ages if you've got a damaged ammo rack. And safe stowage is, well, one, it'll reduce the chance of you getting one shot killed by an ammo rack detonation in the first place, and your ammo rack can just take more damage before it becomes damaged, which is great news. Safe stowage is a fantastic perk, and it's probably the only useful skill that a gunner can have outside of, you know, repairs, camouflage, and so on and so on. No radio operator on this tank. Those duties are taken over by the commander. Your second loader, safe stowage is only good on one loader. It's not cumulative. Just give him camouflage. Camouflage is always good on tank destroyers that actually have a camo rating. Right then, let's have some games. It's probably safe to say I've never had a great game in the Object 704. But then I haven't played it as much as I've played the ISU 152, so, you know, you have to give it time. I have had some good games in it. This was one of them. Started off quite slow. We're here on Rudenberg. It's a tier 9 maximum game. There are only 2 tier 9s on each side. I'm one of them. And this is more like, you know, your standard. This is the kind of matchmaking the ISU 152 gets. And the fact that I'm driving an Object 704 with effectively an ISU 152 level of matchmaking in this game was just fantastic. So, looking at what's on the enemy team, I can see a T-28 and an ISU 152, and I just know that they're going to be heading around this corner. So I'm waiting to see what I can see. Caminet and binoculars are up. And I think, I don't know, but I believe that, there you go, trees falling. And that Tiger just took a fantastic beating there. He's used a repair kit, get his tracks back up. He's not going to hang around in that corner with all of those guns shooting back at him. And I just need to wait. I need to be patient. Nobody's shooting at me. Why are they not shooting at me? There they are. As predicted, ISU 152 T-28. Don't know what gun the ISU 152's got, but it always pays to assume he has the BL-10 until proven otherwise. He's fired, he's missed, he's shooting through the lower window of that bombed out building on the other side. The T-28 isn't. Oh, no, I have. Well, I was hoping one of them was going to shoot and blow away. There's a bounce. Was going to blow away that truck for me. Unfortunately, my shot hit it, and I'm pretty sure... Yep, there we go. And that's what I'm talking about, tier 8 tank destroyers. 1150 health in that T-28. He gets a shot into me. Now, check this out. Yeah, this is a good spot. This is a good spot. Look at that. Good luck. Good luck hitting and penetrating a 704 in this position. And with my 286mm of penetration, I have no problem whatsoever getting through the front of a T-28. Where's that ISU gone? Tiger up in front of me. Tiger 2 even. Stock turret. Tiger over there has taken more than enough of a beating for a tier 7 tank in this game, so he's staying well out of it. And you see that T-71 over there? I'm confident that he is actually still in that spot behind the bush. Here we go. Yep, got him. T-71 kill. It feels cruel shooting at T-71s with this gun. Poor little bugger. He probably didn't even know what hit him. Okay, checking out the map. I'm going to wait here. I'm not going to go around this corner until those other heavies on the map. Right. Now they've had their attention diverted. Now it's the time to go around. And who to shoot at? KV5. Either of them are one-shot kills at this point. Screw it. T-34 has more health. There we go. 633 damage. More XP, more credits. Oh, there's the ISU. Oh, look at that. He was just hitting around on that corner, just waiting for that low health Tiger 2 to pop out. But it makes sense, you know, you kill the targets you can kill. He knew he probably wasn't going to one-shot kill me, and at least finishing off the Tiger 2 removed the gun from our team. But look at these scores, 9-2. This is a real smash and grab now. This is really just turning into kill as many of them as quickly as you can, and grab all the XP and credits you can from this game, because we are kicking ass. WZ-131 chasing after their artillery, and there's an enemy Tiger P who has gone AFK the entire game, so yeah, why not? There's nothing else coming this way. Artie's been finished off. There's an IS around the corner who's in close combat with another one of our heavies, and he's about to die. M103 finishes the Tiger P off. The IS is dead, and here are the last two enemy tanks, T-54, their other tier 9, and the Pershing. This guy's another one-shot kill, and it's just turning into a smash and grab there to finish the Pershing off, and I ain't gonna make it. So 4 kills, thousands of damage done in that game. Good result. So here's another of my Object 704 games. And again, you know, I haven't had a great game in the Object 704, but I've had a couple of good ones. And I just need to play it more, and the great games will come. This was another of my live stream games with circumflexes. The BL10 never disappoints. You come to this spot and there's always some mug. Oh, what was that? I look like a KV4. Yeah, there's always some mug drives right across that open stretch of... oh, look at that. Right through the front of the turret of a KV4. And that was the upgraded turret as well. This gun is awesome. 286mm of penetration. What's that Tiger up to? Do you really think that's a good idea, Mr. Tiger Driver? I promise you it isn't. 666 damage. Kind of a low damage roll for this gun, but seriously, you can't argue with 666 damage. Am I going to get to finish this guy off, or is somebody else going to do the job for me? No, that's my kill. Alright. 50 damage. It costs you 1,650 credits every time you pull the trigger on this thing. Was it really worth it for 60 damage, or 50 damage? Well, it's an enemy tank dead. It's one less gun shooting back at you, so yeah, it is worth it. This is going to be a... Oh, I'm going to get my money's worth out of this one. Hammer racked him 1,500 damage. I got the bingo roll. That's it. I'm already going to run a profit in this game. The amount of damage I've done. Oh yeah, I might not have had a great game in the Object, but I've had some great moments. Oh, E75. Oh, pull that trigger, son. Oh, wow, look at that, 813. Right, he's not feeling very clever now. And if that didn't wreck his transmission... Come on. I sense blood in the water. There's nobody up here but me and the mediums. Against all their heavies. Yeah, it's not a good gun, he can put one through me, but I only need one more shot. And this is the kind of stage where if I was driving an ISU 152, I'd still have that gun, but I've been seriously bad shape. I've taken 2 hits, I'm down at 59%. I have lost about 700 health. I'd only have 1 hit left in me if I was driving the ISU. It only has 1,010 health. So we got this corner, and the guys over by the other side of the map seem to have it under control, but you know, world of tanks, anything can happen. They've still got some nasty machines over there. There's an SU-122-54 waiting to cut us off. We still don't know where their artillery is. But I can afford to take one more hit. And I'd really like to get my money's worth out of this next shot. I want to put it into that SU-122. Oh, 750 average damage. Now he only has 714 health. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. This is a kill. This is a kill. Does he even know? And I haven't been detected. He doesn't even know I'm here. Well, now he does. Too late. Oh, it bounced! No! Circumflexus puts one into him. Oh, I was robbed. That would have been a great kill. Surprisingly bouncy from the front, these things, I must say. Circumflexus finishes him off in his Centurion. Good kill. Where's their artillery? If they have any sense, they're... Ah, there we go. M12. Right, I'm going to have you, Sunshine. Now, is Jingles allowed to kill artillery? And look at this shot. And this is what I'm going on about. About just the randomness of this bloody gun. Look at the shot. Okay, that one missed. And to, you know, I wouldn't have expected that one to hit, but look at this. Look at how much I can actually see of that M12. And sometimes... Damn it. That one was right on target. I mean, I didn't get the kill, but that would have hit. That definitely would have hit. Su-14 nailed him a fraction of a second before my shot landed. That would have been a kill. Unfortunately, you know, it wasn't. And so that was fun. Amarakinen, full health, IS-3 for 1500 damage. Oh man. Those are the moments that make it all worthwhile. Enemy Jagdpanther, he's probably feeling very, very sorry for himself right now with this lot rumbling towards him. We've still got all of our tier 9s intact. There's him and a T-71, and we know where they both are. And that's pretty much that circumflexes. And now we got 3 kills each. Is that Brothers in Arms, Patrol Duty? I can't remember. But this was another decent game. And as I said, I've never had a great game in the Object 704 yet. I just need to play it more. But I've had some great moments. Amarak, that IS-3 was one of them. That was hilarious. But enough of my average games. There's enough of you out there who've had some amazingly good games that make me look like an amateur by comparison. So let's have a look at something. Final replay of the review is Attilas. He is in his Object 704, again on Rubenberg. Again, it's another one of those very, very favourable matchmaking games where you're one of the only 2 tier 9s on the team. So there's himself and an E75, they have... Oh, it looks like a Tortoise. And an E75. So this should be interesting. This is going to be the first time outside of the test server I've seen a game with a Tortoise tank destroyer in it, the British tier 9. Beast of a machine. So, looking at the map, all they've really spotted is that one enemy heavy so far. And they've just lost a KV... What is a KV-1S doing in this game? Who the hell was he platooned up with? KV-1S platooned with a T-25AT. Yeah. It's the worst matchmaking... Well, it's among the worst matchmaking the T-25AT could get, and he dragged his platoon mate into it. So, not a great loss, it must be said, losing a KV-1S in this kind of match. Unfortunate for the KV-1S driver, but he's always going to be a priority, easy kill. Oh, hello, T-29. Go, Tiger 2. Or, you know, if you're not going to, you go. Oh, that was a good damage roll. And there you go. That, if he'd been in an ISU 152, that would have gone through and done damage. Tiger 2 finishes him off. There's the Tortoise. Oh, come on, reload, reload, reload. Please reload, please reload. Oh, yeah. That was a low damage roll, but that was a welcome shot. And one of the most dangerous vehicles on the enemy team. Oh, T-20 in front of him. Who's he going to shoot at? Or is this going to... No, no, T-20 is not stupid. It's not parking in front of the BL-10. Oh, this doesn't look good. Then again, what we got there? No, this does not look good. All the big boys are rushing this side. Oh yeah, go for the Amarak. Big, big old hit. Combined damage roll there from the T-32 and him hitting the Tiger 2, or the E-75, sorry, at the same time. T-32's doomed. He's not going to be able to save him. Tiger 2 or E-75? E-75, need to kill him. Dangerous gun. Right, he's dead. There's his first kill. The Tiger 2 is going to have a hard time hitting him. And there's another bounce from the Tiger, I think. T28 prototype. Dangerous. Tiger is an easier kill. He's a stock Tiger. Oh, yeah. And there's another bounce. He's in trouble. He's checking behind him. He's in trouble behind himself as well. That Tiger must be sick of living. There's just no way he's not going to kill him with his shot. There's his second kill. Checks behind him. The IS is in trouble. But there is backup arriving behind the enemy heavy. T28 prototype. Dangerous. He's killed his commander. Kill the Tiger 2. Kill the Tiger 2. Ammo racked. 1300 damage. Sweet. I don't know if he's noticed his commander's dead or not. Takes another hit, but it just seems to have gone into his tracks. Oh, there's an AT-15A behind him. There's all sorts of bad news down the other end of that road. He needs to kill this T-28 prototype. He's getting no help from that Tiger 2. He's got his own problems. Good damage roll. 800 damage. Good stuff. He's really having to earn his kills in this game. T-28 prototype has much better rate of fire and DPM than him. And he's using cover well. He is using cover well, but not well enough. There's his fourth kill, and he's only really taken the one damaging hit from that T-28 prototype. There's an ISU over there. It looks like he might have the BL-10. He's checking his back. Those guys are occupied with the Tiger 2. So he's leaving them to it, unfortunately. The Tiger 2's dead. Oh, it's only an SU-152. Oh, there's the Tortoise. And he's not looking this way. Oh, this is a gift. This is a gift. And he bounces. But the Tortoise bounces off him as well. So that was unlucky. Now the Tortoise is going to reload before he will. And he's got to be pointing his gun this way. But the Tortoise bounces again. And this gives him time to aim. To finish him off. That was a useful kill. Now the AT-15A behind him has taken his tracks off. But that's alright. That's no damage. There's his fifth kill. That E-75 is so screwed. 55 health. But Atlas can go around behind these guys now. The SU-152 doesn't seem to know he's here. He's coming around the corner. Oh, you're going to regret that. That leaves a Jagdpanther 2. Now the Jagdpanther 2 has a nasty gun. But he needs to chase around here and kill this guy before the fellas from the crossroads on the other side of the map make it over here. Enemy artillery spotted. This could be bad. He's probably close enough now that the Jagdpanther 2 knows he's here, and the Jagdpanther 2 is trying to get the hell out of there. You are never going to win a game of chasey, catchy, kissy with the Jagdpanther 2. Artie lands one on him. Jagdpanther 2 is just too fast. So instead of chasing him around, because Artie will be pre-aiming on that corner, what he needs to do now is break contact. So that the Jagdpanther does not know where he's coming from. But he's too close. Oh, this E-75 is going to be brave. But he's telling him to watch out for artillery. It's the artillery, it's the Jagdpanther 2 you need to watch out for. Don't drive sideways around corners in front of Jagdpanther 2s. That's just silly. And again, well, he's learnt his lesson the hard way. He's not playing chasey, catchy. He's getting the hell out of there. 617 health. Watch this. Now they're being capped. So he knows where. It's probably the Lerva. Oh, there's the other SU-152. I'm going to have him. He fires, he misses. He gets a good damage roll, but it's not enough. There's the Lerva. So, what is it that's capping? It must be their artillery. Kill him. Good. There's his seventh kill. It's got to be artillery capping. Unless the Jagdpanther... Oh, it's not! It has to be the Jagdpanther. He must have run for it. Oh, this is bad. Artie misses. There's the Jagdpanther. It must be the other. How many SU-152s did these guys have? Jagdpanther's killed. 8 kills. This could be dangerous, coming around this corner. Oh, why was artillery not pre-aiming? 289 damage. Loses his commander again. Now, nobody's capping anymore. There's 9 kills. It's just him and the SU-152. The SU-152 can kill him. If he's using the howitzer, the 152mm dirt gun, a high explosive shot could kill him. And he doesn't have his commander, so that's going to affect all of his crew skills. The crew won't be getting the bonus, the 10% bonus from the commander anymore, so his reload, his accuracy, his aiming time, his turning ability, everything is going to suffer. Not to mention the obvious view range difference, but it's Ruinberg, it's city streets, the view range isn't quite as important on this map. There he is! Oh, he's pointing the other way! Oh, you've got this, and he doesn't even have the dirt gun. He's using one of the 122mm guns. There you go. 10 kills. Way, way better than anything I ever managed to do in my Object 704. But, oh wow. What can I say? The Object 704. What a machine. So, it's a sort of good news, bad news situation for all you ISU-152 drivers who are waiting to get this thing. It is a great machine. And the BL10 still rocks great big bells, even at tier 9. But it's just not as good at tier 9 as you're used to. Just, driving around one-shotting everybody at tier 8 with your BL10 in your ISU-152. And it is going to feel like something of an anticlimax when you get the Object 704. But it's not bad news. It is a better machine. But it needs to be a better machine because it's tier 9. And you're getting a tougher matchmaker with it. You're still going to enjoy the Object 704. You might have a bit of trouble adjusting to it in that initial, oh, this thing drives kind of differently period, when you're getting used to it. But stick with it. It's an amazingly good machine. Is it the best tier 9 tank destroyer out there? Oh, I don't know about that. I have a pretty major soft spot for the Jagdtiger, which is completely different to this thing. But I do enjoy driving the Object 704, and I'm sure you guys will too. So there we go. There's the Object 704, one of the 2 Russian tier 9 tank destroyers, the other being the Su-122-44. Hope you enjoyed the review, hope you enjoyed the replays. As always, folks, take care on that battlefield, and I will catch you next time.